Y'all say that women don't like to take accountability for nothing, okay? So today's video is all about accountability. Welcome back or welcome to my channel. This is TynishaTalks, where we keep it real, raw, and transparent. And in honor of being transparent, Kevin Samuels, the Godfather, whatever y'all like to call this man. So real quick, my thoughts on Kevin Samuels. I do think that he is very extra and very rude for shock value. However, I can honestly say that he does make a lot of valid points. Now, I know that a lot of men and women dislike him because they feel like he hates women. He's always demeaning. Honestly, I see Kevin Samuels in the same way that men saw Derek Jackson before he sabotaged his reputation.
He's pandering women. He's playing on emotions to make profit.
He just says what y'all want to hear because he knows that you guys are going to respond to that in a positive way.
Well, this is exactly what Kevin Samuels is doing as well. I definitely feel like he has seen success in his niche by playing on the emotions of men who are very frustrated with dating. Men are really happy that they finally have someone to advocate for them, to co-sign all the things that they have been thinking, but they may not have wanted to come out and say it themselves. Regardless, I do try to filter out all of his bullshit and really listen to the messages at hand. The one that specifically stood out to me is the one where he talked about whether or not high value men should be dating out, right? So dating outside of their race. I have definitely taken a stance that I feel as if black men are giving up on black women, specifically because they are choosing to date outside of their race and they demean black women in the process. What I thought was interesting is that Kevin Samuels talks a lot about how women are the ones who actually leave relationships. So his standpoint is that women actually give up on men a lot more than men give up on women. One thing that I am guilty of is kind of being in this state of wanting to be single, focusing on myself, not wanting any distractions, not wanting the stress of dealing with men. So from that perspective, I can see how that might be seen as giving up on men. So most women would say they don't want to be single forever. They do want to have someone, but then our actions are saying otherwise. I feel like the biggest disconnect is that we really don't know how to be women, right? And I'm gonna just be completely honest. I don't feel like I ever had someone in my life who from an early age said, okay, I'm gonna teach you how to be a woman. More so, I'm gonna teach you how to be a woman who can be in a healthy relationship. This is what you do. This is what you don't do. So I really can't fault a man for feeling like he also doesn't know what to do because we're in the same boat. And the sad reality is that there are a lot of black women who are raising daughters and they're not really instilling these values in their daughters because they don't know how. But as a result of all of this, I think that we as black people are very vocal about what it is that we want out of a partner, but we really struggle with the giving piece and really understanding what it is that we are able to contribute. Now, I can only speak from the perspective of being a black woman. My friends, they are black women, so I'm speaking on what I'm seeing with black women. So we tend to have this idea that if a man is really interested in us, then he will put up with our baggage, with our trauma, until we feel comfortable with changing. Until we feel more comfortable with letting our guards down, being more vulnerable, and dare I say it, submissive. Men have more of a tendency to see things at face value. You're what they want or you're not, and they're probably not gonna stick around and wait for you to get your together. They're gonna move on to someone else who already has the things that they're looking for. Who are those women? These are the women who might be outside the black community because their family raised them from an early age to already be out the door, not having these issues. I'm not saying that people should date outside of their race instead of trying to work through the issues that we have within our community. But if I'm being completely honest, you had two men. One was like completely perfect for you, everything that you were looking for. The other was not. You didn't have to mold him. If we erase race and anything else, any type of loyalty you feel that you have, you're probably gonna go for the person who already has their stuff together, right? One of the main takeaways for me is really working on being accountable for possessing these traits that a man might find less desirable. Men want women who are going to be supportive, who are very nurturing, who can hold them down when they're going through things, who can help them get to the next level. If those are the things that men are looking for and it's taking you forever to even get to that point, some people might run out of patience. Black women are kind of doing this thing where we convince ourselves that that we really are okay with not having a man. We definitely glorify being single more than I think it needs to be glorified. We kind of convince ourselves that love doesn't matter as much or isn't as important to us when it really is. We have a hard time saying like, yo, I want to have a man. I don't want to be by myself. And it's not weak to say that. Like, we're human. Everybody wants to be wanted. Everybody wants to be loved. Like, anybody who says that they want to die alone and they don't want to have somebody in their corner, they're lying. It kind of makes you sad, because then you start being like, okay, well, what's wrong with me? Why am I not finding that? So in order for me to kind of move on throughout my day and to not get into this state of being sad and depressed, I'm like, I don't need that. Like, I'm good. If it happens for me, it happens. If not, I'm okay. Not the truth, but it's what I tell my mind, because that's what I need to maintain my well-being. I think a lot of women are doing this, and I think that we really have to come to grips that if we don't change this way of thinking, like, we really will end up alone. It's hard to really be honest with myself and be like, yo, I gotta do better. I gotta make better decisions. I have to be more desirable for someone. It's great if you find someone who's patient with you, but that shouldn't be their job. At the end of the day, what you should be doing is working on yourself. Other person should be working on themselves. So that way, when you come together as a unit, you both are bringing the best version of yourselves. And I think that we really need to do a better job of calling our friends out on it. I can't count how many times I've had a failed situation with a guy, and I very well might have done something that impacted the way it ended. It kind of co-sign behavior that you have that could be, dare I say the word, toxic, but no one's calling each other out on it. But ultimately, I wanted to just kind of convey that I feel women should be a little bit more receptive to the feedback that we're getting from men. I just feel like a lot of people are defensive about the things that he says, because it's the sad truth. Like, it hurts when you're hearing something and you realize, like, deep down inside, oh shit, that applies to me. Like, this is a problem that I have. If we want our black men, we gonna have to fight for them. And I think that we shouldn't see a problem with fighting for men and showing that we want them, showing that they are desired. And just like men shouldn't be afraid to do the same thing for women, If we don't, and we continue to have this mindset that I'm the prize, they should just come to me and deal with me the way that I am, we're gonna keep losing our men to other women. And you know what I mean by other women. So anyway, yes, I'm about to wrap this up. If you made it this far into the video, as always, thank you for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you agree with what I'm saying? Do you disagree? And also, what are some things that you feel black women are lacking that other races might have? When it comes to those things, do you feel like women are willing to change? Are you seeing like any sort of resistance when it comes to those things? Talk to me in the comments, y'all. Okay? All right, so stay safe, stay blessed, and until next time, y'all. Bye.